Jai Hind. In this video, we will discuss about nucleus, that is centrally located cell organelle found in eukaryotic cell. This is the part 1 in which we will know about the historical aspect and significance of nucleus. This is the picture of nucleus found in eukaryotic cell. Robert Brown, the branch of biology which deals with the study of nucleus is called as karyology, and father of karyology is Robert Brown, who for the first time discovered, observed the nucleus in scientific way. The term nucleus is derived from a Latin word that is nucleus, which means seed, the central part of fruit and most important part of fruit, because without seed, new generation will not occur. Therefore, similarly, nucleus is the one of the most important part of almost all eukaryotic cell. Now, historical background of nucleus. In 1665, it is well known that Robert Hooke studied a dead cell in a thin slice of cork. When the cell is dead, it means there was no nucleus. In 1665, Robert Hooke studied cell wall of dead cell in a thin slice of cork. It means he studied like this. It was structure studied by Robert Hooke. It means only cell wall was present. There was no nucleus. But study of cell began with the discovery of dead cell by Robert Hooke in 1665. But nucleus was not there. Later on, in 1674, nucleus is considered as the oldest and earliest known or discovered structure in cell, and first studied by Antony von Leeuwenhoek. In 1674, Antony von Leeuwenhoek and another scientist also observed dirty water, dental debris, saliva, and many other things under his self-made crude type of microscope. And when he saw few animals, few particles like animals were moving in a single drop of water, and then he observed a centrally located dark stained structure, and he called it lumen. That was not lumen, in fact that was nucleus, but he used the term lumen when he saw it in RBC of salmon. Next, in 1831, Robert Brown, a Scottish botanist, noticed an opaque structure that was not transparent, an opaque structure outermost covering on orchid flower termed as areola. And finally, nucleus that was publicly announced in Linnean Society of London, that it is the nucleus, the central and most important part of eukaryotic cell. In 1855, Rudolf Virchow postulated another concept, that omnis cellula is cellula. It means each new cell arises from pre-existing cells as a result of division. It was postulation given by Rudolf Virchow in 1855, and new cell arises as a result of nuclear division. It means the role or significance of nucleus first appeared and it came into the existence by Rudolf Virchow in 1855. 1873, August Weismann postulated that maternal and paternal, both the germ cell play significant role in inheritance of traits. It means parental traits are transferred to the offspring, but only one parent is not responsible. Both the parents are responsible for the inheritance of the hereditary. Next, 1838, Matthias Sladen described the role of nucleus in origin of new cells and used the term cytoblast, that is cell builder. When it was discovered, nucleus Rudolf Virchow described that new cell arises from pre-existing cell as a result of cell division, but he could not describe the significant role of nucleus during cell division. Described by Schleiden in 1838, he described the significant role of nucleus in cell division, and therefore he used the term cell builder. It means nucleus is nothing but cell builder. This is a diagram of animal cells, and centrally located structure is nothing but nucleus. And another picture of plant cell, and this is the structure of nucleus. Electron microscopic structure of nucleus reveals four parts, that is centrally located. This is the nucleus, and inside the nucleus, the centrally located dark stained structure is nucleolus. The wall surrounding the nucleus is called as nuclear envelope or nuclear wall or nuclear membrane. The matter filled in nucleus is called as nucleoplasm, and the dense reticulum of thread-like structure found in this nucleoplasm is called as chromatin reticulum or chromatin. It means there are four parts of nucleus: nuclear envelope, nucleolus, nucleoplasm, and chromatin. When all these four parts are found in nucleus, then nucleus is considered as well-defined form of nucleus. It means in eukaryotic cell, well-defined nucleus is found. Now, this is the prokaryotic cell, and this is the chromatic material. And chromatin material, that is nucleoid, is not surrounded by any kind of nuclear envelope. It means nuclear envelope is lacking, and there is no nucleolus. In earlier picture we have seen that nucleolus is present, nucleochromatin is present, but in this picture there is no nucleolus, there is no covering nuclear envelope. Therefore, this type of nucleus is called as prokaryotic nucleus, primitive type of nucleus, and termed as nucleoid. It means in prokaryotic cell, that is bacteria and cyanobacteria, nucleoid is present, primitive type of nucleus is present, but in eukaryotic cell, well-defined, well-developed type of nucleus is found, such as plant cell, animal cell, and most of the living organism. Now, characteristic feature or significance of nucleus. Well-defined nucleus is found only in eukaryotic, we have already discussed, while in prokaryotic it is ill-defined. It means well-defined nuclear envelope is lacking, well-defined nucleus is lacking, therefore considered as ill-defined nucleus and primitive type of nucleus in prokaryotic cell, and termed as nucleoid. This is the nucleoid. Next, in mammalian cell, the average diameter of nucleus is approximately 6 micrometer. Very, very small. In most of the cells, nucleus occupies about 10% of total volume of cell. It means nucleus occupies 10% volume of cell. You can see in this picture, this nucleus, this is the total volume of cell, and 10% of this volume is occupied by nucleus. This is the cell, eukaryotic and prokaryotic. Well-defined nucleus is present in eukaryotic, but ill-defined nucleus is present in prokaryotic. But in both the cases, the nucleus or nucleoid occupies about 10% of total volume of cell. Next feature, In most of the eukaryotic organism, single round oval nucleus is found. But the shape of nucleus also varies from flat, discoid, tubular, thread-like, reticulate, star-shaped, and in different shapes, in different forms, such as in WBC, that is white blood corpuscles. White blood corpuscles, nucleus is lobed. The number of lobe varies from 2 to 5. It means bilobed, trilobed, up to pentalobed. You can see on your screen, this is 4 lobed. This is the form of WBC: neutrophil, eosinophil, basophil, monocyte, and lymphocytes. All these are WBC. But single, perfect, well-defined nucleus is not found because they are lobed. They are divided into many small lobes. Therefore, the specific shape is not defined. Next feature, the dynamic behavior of a structure in nucleus takes place, such as during the cell division. When cell division takes place, the nuclear material rotates. It means it shifts from one side to another. This is the dynamic behavior of nucleus in almost all eukaryotic cell. Dynamic behavior or rotation of nuclear material takes place during the cell division. Next feature, in most of the cells, nucleus is central in position. This is the most important feature. In most of the cells, suppose that this is the cell, and most of these cases, nucleus is located in central position called as central nucleus. But sometime nucleus may be present, then it is called as peripheral or marginal. But sometime nucleus may present in between the marginal and central, then it is called as intercalary. It means on the basis of location, position of nucleus in cell, it is of three types: central, peripheral or marginal, and intercalary. Peripheral, marginal, central, and this is the intercalary. Next feature, you can see on your screen, unlike mammalian red blood cell or red blood corpuscles, those of other vertebrates still contain nuclei, because mammalian RBC do not contain nucleus, while in case of other vertebrates, RBC contains nucleus. The number of nucleus per cell varies in different species and even different cell in same species, such as in mammalian RBC is enucleated. What is enucleated? It means when nucleus is not found since the origin of cell, then it is called as non-nucleated. But when nucleus was found at the time of origin, but later on it was eliminated, it is called as eunucleated. And the process of elimination of nucleus from the cell is called as enucleation. In mammalian RBC, RBC is enucleated. It means no nucleus. Nucleus has been removed. But some other cells, osteoclast cell, have many nucleus. It means on the basis of number of nucleus, the cells may be uninucleate, binucleate, trinucleate, or polynucleate or multinucleate. Many. The circular mammalian erythrocytes is synthesized in bone. What is the erythrocyte? Those cells which are responsible for the origin of RBC. RBC origin takes place in bone marrow. After the synthesis, when RBC is synthesized with nucleus, then what happens? After the synthesis, it undergoes a process called enucleation. The process of enucleation takes place. What is the process? You can see on your screen, this is the proerythrocyte. It means the stage of cells before the development, before the origin of RBC. Proerythrocyte. And on your screen, you can see the large nucleus found in cell. It means it is not non-nucleated, it is nucleated cell. But gradually what happens? Developmental stages, gradually the nucleus, centrally located nucleus, become peripheral and slightly it is removed, and finally now this structure is RBC without nucleus, and this is enucleated. And it was nucleated, and the process of removal of nucleus from nucleated to enucleated is called as enucleation. In this way, the absence of nucleus allow the red blood cell to contain more and more hemoglobin. Why the enucleation takes place? Why the nucleus has been removed from the RBC? Because the nucleus is removed and now the RBC has maximum space vacant, and in this vacant space, enormous number of hemoglobin will be filled. Single RBC contains about 26.5 crores hemoglobin. Can you imagine? And to fill this RBC with maximum number of hemoglobin, nucleus has been removed. This was the purpose of enucleation. Now, on the basis of number of nucleus, the cells are termed as, if single nucleus is found, it is nucleus. Single nucleus is found, cell is called a uninucleate or monokaryotic. For example, amoeba, and most of the cells found in almost all organisms are monokaryotic, yani uninucleate. In Paramecium chordatum, this is the Paramecium chordatum, a species of Paramecium. It contains two nuclei. The larger one is kidney shaped, is called as macronucleus, and the smaller one is called as micronucleus. This one is micronucleus. It means two nuclei. The plural of nucleus is nuclei. It means two nuclei are present, and therefore it is called as binucleate or dikaryotic. But both the nuclei are not similar. One is macro and another is micro. Macro and micro. It means both the nuclei are of different type. Therefore, condition is called as heterokaryotic. Now, Paramecium aurelia. In this, total number of nucleus is 3. Total number of nucleus is 3. One is larger and two are smaller nuclei. Total number of nucleus is 3. Therefore called as trikaryotic or trinucleate. But the types of nuclear are of two types. Macro, larger, and 2 micro. Again, the condition is heterokaryotic. Next example. In this organism, a number of nuclei are found. A number of nuclei, therefore called as multinucleate or polykaryotic condition. But all the nuclei are not similar. Some of the nuclei are red stained and some other are black stained. It means types of nucleus vary, differ. Therefore condition is heterokaryotic. Found in, this is the example of Paramecium multimacronucleatum. Another example, and this is the Opalina, having a number of nuclei, therefore called as multinucleate or polykaryotic condition. But all the nuclei are similar, therefore condition is homokaryotic. Thus, on the basis of number and types of nucleus, cells may be monokaryotic, bikaryotic, trikaryotic, polykaryotic, heterokaryotic and homokaryotic. This is the condition of homokaryotic found in Opilina. Another feature. The cell nucleus contains all the cell genome. What is the genome? The overall structure, overall material that is responsible for the controlling the inheritance of parental traits to the next generation, called as genome, genetic material. And most of the genetic material are found inside the nucleus. The cell nucleus contains all of the cell's genome. Genome means genetic material, except for a small fraction of mitochondrial DNA and plastogenes. Now, in another example, it is DNA. This is the genetic material. You can see on your screen, this thread-like structure is genetic material, chromatin. And almost all chromatin or genetic material are found in nucleus. But a bit of chromatin material or DNA are also found in, this is the mitochondria. In mitochondria, you can see this is the genetic material. Again, DNA. This DNA is called as chondrogene. And similarly, some of the DNA are also found in chloroplast, called as plastogene. It means except plastogene and chondrogene, almost all amount of genome is found in nucleus. It is another feature of nucleus. Next feature, nucleus, well defined manner. It means when nucleolus, nucleoplasm, chromatin and nuclear envelope, all these four structures are found in nucleus, it is called as well defined, well developed form of nucleus and found only in eukaryotic cell. Now, this is the nuclear wall. But whether this nuclear wall is continuous? No. It is broken at some places, not continuously. And this space, this broken space is called as nuclear pore. And what occurs? This is nuclear pore. Electron microscopy structure of nuclear pore. Nuclear pore is not, in fact, it is a pore. But in this area, the nuclear wall becomes very thin and permeable for certain membrane, certain smaller amount of things, granules, water, etc. This is the nuclear membrane, and nuclear membrane is double layered. And this is the pore, where nuclear membrane is not lacking but found in different structure. Electron microscopy structure is called as nuclear complex, but this is in fact acting as a pore. And what occurs through the pore? This all over, this is the cell, this is the body of cell, and the substance found in body of cell is called as cytoplasm. Similarly, the ground matter found inside the nucleus is called as nucleoplasm. Then what occurs? Some of the material from nucleoplasm moves to the cytoplasm, and similarly from cytoplasm to nucleoplasm. Therefore, this nuclear pore acts as a passage through which nucleocytoplasmic interaction and transportation is maintained. Nucleocytoplasmic interaction and transportation is maintained. Next, what is NC ratio? NC, N means nucleus, C means cytoplasm. As in earlier slide, we have already discussed that about 10% of the total cell volume is occupied by the nucleus. You can see on your screen, this is the cell, and total volume of cell is about 90%, while 10% is occupied by nucleus. But what occurs gradually? Gradually, the size of nucleus increases. and with the increasing of nucleus, it means N for nucleus and C for cytoplasm. C for cytoplasm. Therefore, it is believed that NC ratio, what occurs? It is decreasing or increasing? It is decreasing. Here, the volume occupied by the nucleus is maximum 10%, and volume of total cell is 90%. Therefore, NC ratio is 0.1. But as the size of nucleus increases, the NC ratio decreases. In this cell, the size of nucleus is maximum and it occupies about 90% of the volume of total cell, while 10% is cytoplasm. It is called a article. Hence, NC ratio decreases with the increasing size of nucleus. It is also a feature. Nucleus occupies about 10% of cell volume and it decreases during cleavage, as during the cleavage cytoplasmic synthesis is faster than DNA synthesis. NC. On the basis of NC ratio, we can differentiate the nucleus low NC, intermediate NC and high NC value. Jai Hind. In next part, we will discuss about the structure and function of nucleus. It is part 1, nucleus, and next part we will discuss about structure and function. Kindly subscribe the video for free.